Senya, do you know anything about computers? Do you? What's this for? What's this? Close a look. What is it? Ports. USB 3. More ports. You want to see? You want to see? Hey, pinball. Oh, pinball. You're all getting a bit animated, but it's not dinner time yet. It is not dinner time yet, my little friends. You have to wait. You have to wait and see. Okay? Okay. Hi guys. I need more power. I'm trying to install these USB 3 ports into this old PC. You see that? I put it in and it kept on getting messages from Windows that there'd been a power spike on the USB port. It wasn't able to provide enough power to the port. So I don't know whether that's a function of the motherboard or whether it's power from the actual power supply here. This one. I'm guessing it's from the power supply. And I've got another power supply. This one's 500 watts and this is 850 watts. But the important part, the 12 volt rail, is almost double the amperage. So I'm thinking that if I swap this power supply, I also installed another hard drive because this machine's for video. That's why I need the fast speed USB 3 ports and the extra hard drive, because video files are very big and transferring them from cameras and or whatever medium to the computer via USB 2 is it's very slow indeed. So guys, I'm going to attempt to remove this power supply, put this one in, which isn't just more powerful, but it's physically bigger as well, so I'm not even sure whether it'll actually fit. I think so. The cases are pretty much they're kind of standardised. Sometimes they're slightly longer. So I'm just trying to free up some space so that I can I've got somewhere to work. This needs to lay down flat, really. I need to undo, first of all, I'll remove the data cables to the hard drives. Let's just pull out. Sometimes they just pull out. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just trying to make space because all of this is going to have to come out. The wires and connectors, which are of course attached to the power supply. So it's going to be a bit tricky to show you really, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. It all looks very complicated and daunting, but it isn't really. In fact, it isn't at all. I've just removed the data cables from the hard drive to the motherboard. I've removed the power cables to the two hard drives. I've removed the main cable from the motherboard. And the other cable to be careful of is the CPU power cable. They're keyed, and they have this clip that you have to push in. You push it down and pull it out. The clip holds it in place. So now that's actually all the cables removed. All of the ones that we have to take off. So it'd be good if I unplugged it. And that's done. There's some of these, this got dreadlocks, this one. This new power supply, it has many dreadlocks. It's intended for a bigger, more powerful computer, more modern, with NVMe and more PCIe slots and things. So I don't actually need all of these wires, I can remove them. So what I'll do now is remove the screws at the back, undo this power supply, check that I can actually physically fit the new power supply, and take it from there and try and wire things back in, and then test it with the new ports in and see whether the thing works. Okay, let's go. So I just have to undo these 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already taken that one out. I've checked that on the other power supply, the new one, that the holes are in the right place, which they are. So just removing the screws is a bit boring, so I'll switch you off, take this off, and put the new power supply in and hook it up. So that's the old one out. There's no problem at all. There's a few less wires on this one. It's going to be a little bit tricky to make it tidy, assuming this thing fits at all. But I think I can remove some of the cables that I don't need. Actually physically take them off from the back of the power supply. In fact, I don't think I know. So it fits like a glove on your foot. I just have to make sure it's pushed in firmly. Which it is. It's a wee bit tricky to position it at first, but once you get one screw in place it should be plain sailing. The eagle-eyed among you would probably notice that I put it in upside down before. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to use this for my videos, for storage and manipulation. Taking it off my camera. I've had a lot of problems with the Canon EOS application. I don't remember what it's called. It's basically just for managing the taking pictures and movies from the cameras, but the computer hasn't been recognising the camera. It's all been a bit of a meh. That's why that I'm trying to install this. Well, it's one of the reasons why I'm trying to install this USB 3 hub. I didn't get any instructions with the camera when I bought it. It was second hand, but I've subsequently found out that it needs to be USB 3 to, thank you, to properly recognise the camera. It won't do it with USB 2. I don't think there's enough power. I think that's the problem. No, I don't think that's in properly. No, it's not. I need to steal the light because I can't see. Now it's in. I don't remember whether I told you, but also when I first installed the additional hard drive, that it was just clicking. I thought the hard drive was faulty, but it's not that. It just wasn't getting enough power to spin the drive. This is a tricky thing because it's, although normally on most machines these things just screw in, this does too. And in this case that's what I'm going to do. But it's got a strange locking mechanism which is supposed to hold all the pieces in place at the same time. But if you put screws in, it won't close. So it doesn't work properly. Careful, Emo. I've got my little helper. My little cat Emo here. It's important to screw these in tightly. So that the card doesn't move in the PCIe slot. Let me show you Emo. There he is. There's the boy. You don't like your dinner, I'm sorry, but I don't have anything else. That's all we have. So now all that remains is I think I'll connect the main connector first. There's a name for this, but I don't remember what it is. It just connects to the motherboard. They're all pretty standard. And you can test the power supply outside of the chassis. There's pin connections outside, you just ground one and the power supply will start up. Then you can measure all the connections to see the voltages. You can look that up online. So this is what we want to use for the graphics card. 6 pins here, you see that? This has got 8 pins, but it will fit. It will fit, trust me. I'm a doctor. And that'll do just fine. This, I want to get the one that's easily forgotten. First of all, it's the power supply to the CPU. Sometimes there's 6 pins, sometimes there's 4 pins. In this case it's 4. It nearly drops you. I've broken a lot of cameras recently. I'm not having much luck with anything that I do really. Everything's just a little bit of a chore these days. I'm never going to get my hand in there while holding this. So this here. I'll use the force. I'll use my left hand actually. I'll give my right arm to be ambidextrous. Let's move this out of the way. It should just push on actually. Let's just get it lined up. Line up, come on. It's twisting because it's a ribbon cable. It keeps twisting to where it wants to be instead of where I want to put it. But finally we win. Once you put it on, just give it a quick tug because there are locating pins that you have to squeeze to pull it off. They're all the same. So this now, we need to find, there are 3 of them. Ends like this. Take that out of my eyes. Like this. And I'm going to use the end one. It'll make it more flexible. I may change my mind later, but I'm just going to get it back together first and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll try something else. The pins are tight because this is modern. I'm just putting back the data cables for the hard drives. I'll do the system drive first. Luckily there's a lot of space inside this case. I don't think it really matters, but I'll put them back to how they were before. I don't think the computer cares which slot you use. There are 4 here for the data for hard drives. I'm going to put more hard drives in if this works, which I'm fairly confident it will. I don't think it's a limitation of the motherboard. It may be, but I doubt it. I doubt it. It's all the way up. I think it's the power supply. The power supply wasn't quite up to it. Okay, what we need now, we can put this out of the way actually. This is my off-on switch. The switch on the front panel's broken. I just want to get it together enough to make it work. These are the power connectors for the SATA drives. I'm going to use different ones. It doesn't matter. Not like in the days of old when it did matter. It matters that you get it the right way also. These are very tight cables because they're virtually new. This machine, this power supply came from a machine that had a lightning strike. It blew up the Super I/O on the motherboard, and they changed the power supply, but it's not the power supply. There's nothing wrong with the power supply. I tested it. can't see. I have to do everything in the dark. Well, I'm quite used to that. I used to work in the dark. Like that. And this one's upside down, so I installed it upside down because I didn't want any of the exposed metal parts touching the chassis. Let me just think. So, data, power to the hard drives, power to the CPU, we've got power to the GPU, and we've got power to the USB 3 hub. Let's try. You're seeing this live, guys, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Where's my power lead? Come on, Emo, what have you done? There he is. It might blow up. For all I know, it might blow up. No blow up so far. So I just touch these together. It starts. Switch on the monitor. Come on, monitor. I just don't want it to go crybaby on me. I must have missed something, I think. There's no hard drive activity. Nothing at all. I've missed something for sure. Let's try again. It'll be something simple. I always do it. I always miss something simple. I'm using an old TV for this. It's a pain in the neck. It switches off when there's no signal. I'm not hearing any beep codes. That's a very bad sign. Very bad sign. Let's investigate. So we got to the bottom of it. Nothing serious. I hadn't pushed in the main connector on the motherboard hard enough. As I said, the connectors are all still very young. There's no play in them at all, so it's extremely tight to push in. So there we go. Now I had to, or what I did do, was I removed the ports to see if that's what was causing me the problem. So what I'll do is I'll switch it off again now, and I'll put the connector back on the ports and see if we have the ports available too. So I've done that. I've put back the connector on the USB 3 board. Let's hope it boots. Which it does. Let's search device manager, make sure it sees it first of all. USB controllers. Yep. USB 3. Okay, now let's see if I can actually use it, because that's where the problem came the last time. When I plug it in, I don't like it. I try my phone, because the phone will give me a lot of information about what's happening with the voltage. You can see it dipping. So it sees the phone. It wasn't doing that last time. It didn't have enough power. Now it's asking me what I want to do. If I go to file transfer, let's see what it's saying. Autoplay, select what to do next. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Read me note. Well, there we go. And this means I can transfer my images, my videos and photographs much more quickly. Otherwise it takes an awful long time. So it was the power supply, just the original power supply, the 500 watt power supply that was inside, just wasn't capable of producing enough power to drive all the things that I want it to drive. There's also another little hub here, which is IEE 13954 if I remember correctly, and this allows you to connect an old video recorder, and it allows you to transfer your videos, if you have any, from an old recorder. It allows you to transfer them digitally, and I've done that. It's quite easy to do, but I think there's extra installation I have to do. It isn't quite as easy as just plug and play. It's a legacy device, of course. Alright guys, so never be afraid to change your power supply. You can't really go far wrong. Just remember to switch it off, you know, unplug the power from the wall. It's always a good idea, trust me. These are quite robust now. You don't need really to ground yourself and have wrist straps and all of that kind of stuff. The devices are all pretty well protected. So unless you're covered in static electricity for some reason, you've been in a storm or something, you don't really have to worry about that. I've just semi-plugged the connector, the main connector from the power supply, and nothing's happened. So if anyone can blow these things up, I can. I do it with monotonous regularity. But it's dead easy. Never be afraid to try it. Just take all necessary safety precautions, as I'm duty bound to tell you to do. Just be careful, have fun. Cheers guys, bye.